Hello and welcome back to Conan Exiles. This is episode 5 of our Can We Remove Our Bracelet guide series. And we're back up here in, well, the edge of the Highlands again, about to cross over into the snow. If I show you where we are here, we're just here at the Bridge of the Betrayer because we need to accomplish a couple of little things for this one, which we believe is the final artifact that we need. We need to head across here, almost as if we were going to the Black Keep, but then cut across and make our way to the entrance of the volcano over here somewhere, I believe it is. There are multiple ways in, but there's a pathway we can follow here. There's one over this side here as well, I believe. You've also got one higher up, right up north near the Frost Temple, but we're going to use this one. But of course, as I say, we're at the tip of the Highlands, going to cross into the cold, so we need a couple of things. Brownie's got all of his buffs on and everything, so he's all buffed and bonuses ready to go. All I need to do is take my Tears of Gular to give him a bit more follower damage and maybe hit some pork myself to get myself ready. But as you can see, I'm wearing the Redeemed Legion set once again. Not Illusion the headpiece this time, just because I want to show this as the full set of how it would look as if you craft it. And this was crafted with a tier 4 shield right armourer. And there you can see the bonuses that we get for each piece. And basically what I do with this armour then is put the master armour plating on the feet, the hands and the head, and then I use the armour reduction kit on the chest and the legs, just to bring the weight down a little bit. I've got a weapon with me, I've got a torch with me, we've got some water, and we've got 2 shields this time. Because if you're attempting this journey, if you've been lucky and you're at this stage with the game and you've killed all the bosses and you've managed to loot both of these, when you're going up through the snow you need some way of keeping warm in the snow, and we do that by using this shield, the Soul Spell shield, which if I have that in my hand, doesn't necessarily show you there, but if I put that in my hand and then we bring up, where's our character sheet, there we are, you get the full cold protection. Obviously this armour will give us really good cold protection as well, but Soul Spell or Soul Spiel will just give us a little bit more, and we can pair that obviously with our mace. Of course we've got Brownie to do most of our damage, so we should be fine. We're just going to use this to help out if we need to. So that will get us through the cold. However, once we cross up through the snow, when we start to get into the volcano, believe it or not, we'll start to go from very cold to very hot, and we need to cool down. This armour will help us cool a little bit in the volcano, because it's this one along with, I believe it's the Champion's armour at the moment, that are the 2 best heavy armours that can help with heat and cold for up here. So we were using the Redeemed Legion. So as we make our way into Volcano, which is where the Well of Skelos is, which is our final dungeon that we need to do to obtain the Shining Trapezohedron. Yeah, try saying that one on your bad few. And the dungeon itself is within the volcano, so you've got the first task of getting to the volcano, then you've got to fight your way through the volcano, because a lot of these people that were passive before are now dangerous, believe it or not. Then once you make it to the dungeon, you then need to then fight your way through the dungeon and hopefully complete it to get the piece that you need, and then we can discover whether we can remove our bracelet or not. So first things first, as I say, Brownie's all buffed up and ready to go, so I'm going to eat a piece of salted pork. Take my Tears of Gular to give him a bit more damage. He's following. So as I say, we're going to make our way across the bridge. And if I start running across here, you'll notice it come up saying that we're cold, and then very cold. Now you can also bring spiced food with you, which would be good for this point as well. And then also, so now we're cold. But if I put Soul Spell in my hand, as you can see, that cold debuff's gone away. So if I put it away again, very cold, Now with this armour and with this shield in our hand, we're perfectly fine. So I'll pop it away, very cold, pull it out. So you've got to have it in your hand for it to work. If you don't have it in your hand, then it ain't going to work. Same with the mist morn once you get into the volcano. So we're going to make our way up here. Hello. Let Brownie do his thing. By the look of it, he's just going to run past them. He thinks he's retired already. There he goes. Attaboy. Then what you want to do is make your way upwards as if you were going to go into the Black Keep, but then we want to head across to that side because there is a different way that you can get in. So I'm just going to check a couple of bits because there's something I just need to check and make sure we've got correct before we do, and then I'll show you which way we need to go to get to this particular entrance that we're going to use. As I said, there are multiples, so I'll bring you back in just a second. Okay, well, welcome back. We've had to just fight our way up those stairs a little bit as we did. You may have to wait your way through. We've just had to run away because one of the random events that spawns up here has actually just spawned on us, so we had to nip through quickly. But you want to make your way across to here, and then we're going to make our way around here and up to the entrance, which, as you can see, if we head this way, got to be careful because there are still one or two enemies to fight out here. But if you start making your way across, that's essentially where we're heading to. As you can see, it's still very cold. Got a skeleton and a saber-tooth fighting there, but you can ignore them. As long as you're out of the aggro range, they should ignore you. If I pop my torch on a moment so you can see, I'm not going to be able to use it the whole time in the volcano, so apologies about that. But as we go up, as you can see, we're coming into the volcano at the bottom here. Now, like I say, these guys in here all used to be passive at first, so you could walk right past them and they wouldn't attack you. There were some areas where people would, but a lot of the volcano people at first were, as I say, passive or friendly, if you would rather word it that way. But then they changed it a little while back. So that's your name. This is where we are, just at the very southern tip of the volcano. Yeah, they changed it a little while back to make it now that most of the people, I think if not all of them, are actually aggressive. So you will get attacked when you come in here now. Now, we're not too bad temperature wise at this location. If you're after obsidian, then bring a really good pick with you, or if you want some raw ash as you're making your way up here. This is all stone and what have you, as you can see, but if you keep an eye out for the different nodes, you can see one there in front of me. That is obsidian. If you hit it with your pick, you'll get obsidian, or if you hit it with a sickle, that'll give you, I believe it gives a little bit of crystal as well, but that will give you raw ash, and raw ash obviously you need for potent compost for your gardening / farming side of things, and also if you want to make white dye for your clothing, then raw ash is one of the things that you'll need as well. Should be bright enough now. A bit more there, as you can see. You can get crimson lotus up here as well, you're supposed to do, but a few people have said at times when they've checked certain areas they've not been fortunate enough to find any for some reason. But if you carry on in here, doesn't say anything yet, as you can see, because obviously we're not too warm or anything yet. So you're okay at this point. Be aware there can be a rock donkey, or rock nose as they're actually called in the game, that could pop up around here. Not too tough, but they are. There you go. A little bit tougher than down in the rest of the map, but again, if you've got a good bear with you like Brownie, or you've got a Dlinter or a Berserker with you, somebody that can handle himself, you'd be perfectly fine. You could harvest those guys as well if you wanted to. and then you'll make your way up here. Now, like I say, these guys all used to be friendly, but they're now aggressive, as you can see. And he's gone straight past me, straight for Brownie, so that's alright. Get that one. Hold our shield up because he seems to want to shoot arrows at us. Now these first two are people, again, you could have walked straight past these, and they were all friendly at one time. More obsidian up there. You can follow a little path just up there, so you go to the top ridge there and then double back round. Again, if you're after raw ash, you'll get a ton there. Oh, who said that? Oh, hello. Straight for Brownie again. Boom. Archer up the top there, trying to shoot at him. Go get that guy. This guy here, you can speak to and he'll sell you some refreshment, because you will need cold drink up here. Don't eat your spice food when you come in here, because you'll just make yourself even hotter and you could end up dying. Make sure you've got a mixture of spice food and regular food with you, and also some ice and a good full water skin to keep you going, because you're going to need it when you're up here. Now you see there, if I put it away, that's telling us how that we're sheltered, which is strange when we're in a volcano, but there you go. Then you want to come up here, there you go. Make sure we've got our shield on again. We're alright at this point, as you can see, you don't really need it. Now you would start to need it. Some more people here. Again, both going straight for Brownie, and as you can see, these people are quite tough. Yeah, the volcano people are pretty tough. They do hit pretty hard, so come prepared if you do. Yeah, well, we're not climbing up there to you, so stay up there if you like. But yeah, these all used to be passive. Now this little bit where you can see the light down there, that does get a little bit interesting. So this will be another little bit of a fight on our hands that we'll have to be careful about. Get that guy. Come on, Brownie, go get him. I'll help you with this one. You're struggling a bit there. There we go. Now this is where it can get interesting, because you've got, oh hello, 3 or 4 people around here. One of them can be a one skull. But again, if you've got really good armor and good legendary weapons, and you've got a good follower with you, be it a human or a 4-legged beast like this, then you'll be more than fine. And see there, you've got 2 people stood at the very back there, one there. You can try and sneak around them, but it doesn't usually work very well. Oh! We've got a Tarzan in the house. Oh, orb thrower. I have to forgive me for the benefit of this video, I am using God mode just to make things easier so that I can get through it for you, to show you what's going on. We'll deal with these guys. Poor Brownie's crippled. Go on, go get him. So essentially what we're wanting to do is make our way through the volcano. A bit further that way. This little boss is trying to make mincemeat of him, but yeah, thanks Brownie, just stand on my head. So we're making our way through. And a bit deeper into, we're going to have a few more people to fight. I'm not going to keep you here with all this, because we've got other bits to do in this video as well, and it'll just take too long. So I'm going to fight my way through all of these, make our way a bit deeper into the volcano, and I'll bring you back when we're a bit nearer to the Well of Skelos dungeon. Okay? See you very, very soon. Okay, well, welcome back. We just had to deal with a couple of other people there, and one of those blood crystal rock nodes I told you about. I brought you back Because if we look at these two statues, I suppose they are, and then if you look down there, just where I'm kind of holding my shield up, straight down there where the purple smoke is, that is your volcano obelisk. So if you come up here for the very first time and you've got your map room, then obviously you want to go down there and interact with that to learn it, so that if you want to come back up here in the future you can teleport straight away from your map room into the volcano. This little spot just here is where the Khitan caravan will be, so the headhunter event for the sorcery when that's on, this is where they will be, just here, and they do fight with one or two of the people that are knocking around on this bridge, so do be wary of that whenever you come here. But if you're looking for the Khitan caravan, well, one of them, this is where it will be in the volcano when you come up. Where we're aiming for, if you see that beam of light just there, that any of those of you that are Elder Scrolls players will refer to that as a sky shard, so you'll know what I mean. But that sky shard looking thing there is pretty much where we're heading, and you've got to make your way down. Also, while going through here, at some of these locations you have a chance at previous spots and possibly here of getting some of the named volcano people that are renowned for being one of, or if not the strongest followers in the game, and you keep an eye out for those. They're not guaranteed spawns, but you can get them. I think there's Ivy the Ravager, I can't remember any of the other names, but there's 3 or 4 that you can get, so you want to keep an eye out for those when you're up here as well. And essentially what you're doing is, once you get to, oh, hello Rock Nose, there's one of these again, come on Brownie. You want to keep following this pathway, and you see these statues that are here. You've got another couple of people to deal with. Whoops. I'll let you finish that one off. And that one. Boom. So yeah, that's where you're heading for, is that beam of light there. So you want to make your way down the stairs. Keep following this around, keep an eye out as you come down, because there can occasionally be chests to loot, and it can throw you here because you can look and think, there's no way down, I don't see stairs. But make sure, like when I just did there, ran past them, just keep a lookout and you'll see them. They look like they're not there when you look from here, so if you look carefully at the edge you will see that the stairs are there. So there you go, chest there, maybe with some useful bits in it if you want it. That's to drop off the side. And now what you've got to do, say if I pop the shield away now, we're hot. So if I take a drink, we're cooling down, but if we want to help ourselves cool down more, we keep Mistmorn in our hand, which helps keep us cool. So Mistmorn helps keep you cool in heat. Soul Spell, or Soul Spiel, however you want to pronounce it, helps keep you warm in the cold. There's multiple ways to get down and across here. You want to try and find the safest option, obviously, because there isn't a path, believe it or not, necessarily that it's absolutely perfect like this to get to it. But that structure over there that you can see is the Velaskelos, which is where we're essentially heading for. That is all lava, and you cannot stand in the lava, because believe it or not, if you stand on the lava you will die, as many of us have done many times, intentionally or unintentionally. So jump down here, and then you can make your way down. Now if you play on your own solo server and you don't mind having build anywhere turned on, you could switch on build anywhere, and you could build a bridge across here over the lava. or you want to try and find a good way across, just have a look around, be careful where you stand, because obviously that is lava and it will hurt. So where we're trying to get to is there behind Brownie. So like I say, if you play your own server, you could have build anywhere turned on and it would be perfectly fine. So you could pull up your build hammer. Now obviously official, you won't necessarily be able to do this, but if it's your own server you could build yourself a little bridge across and then you get there. There are little spots where you could risk jumping across and maybe get hurt, but rather than waste time me showing you exactly where to go for this bit and spoiling the fun, I'm going to cut here and get myself across there, and then I'll bring you back when we're over there and ready to go into the dungeon. Okay, so we've made it across the lava, and where you can see that thing going on behind me, that is the Well of Skelos, which is the dungeon where we need to be. There will of course be some people to take on first. There, as you can see now, you could literally run up through this bit. That is a big hole in front of you. You could run up and you could literally just jump down into that and that'll teleport you into the dungeon, but we're going to take these guys out first. And they're going to go straight past me, straight for Brownie. That's okay by me. One of them is named by the look of it. Right, never mind, don't look, just don't look guys. See, he's taking a little bit of damage there. These guys do hit pretty hard. And you can have a little wander around if you like. This isn't really a guide on the volcano and obviously the Well of Skelos, so we're not going to go into too much and look at too much. We'll take these guys out though. But yeah, if you wander around there's lots of things you can look for, and up the top there is a way to climb up the side, and if you do climb up there is a couple of recipes and emotes and things you can learn. Like I say, we're not here for that right now. Oh hello, you're pulling everybody, are you, Brownie? Looks like Brownie wants to fight everybody. He's feeling brave today. Alright, go get that guy. Right. As I say, multiple ways, but if you come to here, jump off the side, and that'll throw us into a load screen. And here we are inside the Well of Skelos. So this is our dungeon, and we've got to make our way all the way to the end and to the boss, and this is a bit of a fight as well. Can be quite a long dungeon this one, so we're not going to keep you here for all of it and show you every single bit, because otherwise it'll be just too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these guys out with Brownie, make our way in, and we'll fight our way through the dungeon, and then I'll bring you back when we're a bit nearer to where the final boss is. Okay, see you very very soon. Well, welcome back. It took us a little bit to get through, but we've made our way through. Doesn't really show you very well on here because that just shows you where we are in the volcano still, but we've fought our way through and we're basically making our way down following this path, and we're essentially heading for over there. Couple of little oops crazy jump moments, and if you get yourself, help if I was out of that, onto here, then jump. More pesky cobras to watch out for. So you do have a couple of little jumps like that throughout the dungeon to get over. Oh, Brownie's here, that's good. And we make our way up here. Now, this boss has been bugged for ages and ages and ages, and he can drop down dead, so you've got to be really careful and make sure that you get the final hit on him, because if you don't kill him, it won't complete the Dungeon Delver journey for you if you're doing it. If your follower kills him, then it won't tick it off as done, so make sure if you're doing it for the journey, in your journey steps, make sure that you have it checked and that make sure you're the one that kills the boss, otherwise you'll have to run away and come back and do it again. Now we've got to hope he's on his throne, because if he's not, see him there. Gotta take out all these guys. You can of course hear the staff of the triumvirate talking as well, which he'll do as you come up here as well. But yeah, you can't get to him yet because he's behind that barrier. He'll keep summoning all these ghosts, I suppose they are. Take them out. And there are all sorts of voices going on as well as the whatever he's saying. That dude, if it's him that's talking. So then he'll spawn some more. I think it's 4 or 5 waves of them. When you get the final wave that spawn on the steps in front of you there, that is the final wave, I think, if I remember correctly. Boom. Come on, Brownie. Struggling a bit there. Boom. Oh, more from the sides again. I'll spawn some more. Brownie's dragging them all over to him, of course. Doing an awesome job in tanking, just like he should. Then eventually he will hopefully drop his shield. Yeah, there we go, there's the ones on the stairs. So if they all aggro to your friend, let your friend handle them. I say friend, I mean Brownie, obviously. They might de-aggro and come after you, so just be ready for a fight yourself as well. And then hopefully he drops his barrier. Take him out. Now obviously if I was doing that journey, I would have had to make sure Brownie was on passive or defensive there so that he didn't kill him. But we're not doing the journey, so that doesn't matter. What does matter though is we'll have that key. And then we have a look. There we go. The Shining Torpedohedron. That's the other item we need, but we're going to take everything. Don't believe there's any recipes to learn, no. But if you come behind here and have a look, the regular chests. You can loot all of that if you want any of it. There are legendaries here as well. And for your recipes, tablet just here. Another chest to loot, and of course if you've completed the journey, if you've been following the staff the whole time, he'll talk away to you like he's doing. So that is the final item that we need to hopefully remove our bracelet. But the next question is, can we do it, and where do we need to go? Well, me and Brownie are going to get out of here. and then I'm going to go hopefully look for the place where we need to be to see if we can remove our bracelet. So I will see you when we get there. Well, so it has all come down to this. We've collected all 6 of the items that we need, that the archivist told us all about back in the unnamed city, if you remember. And we've made our way up to this location. You can see where I am on the map. Up at the Chaos Mouth, which is just here. You're going to make your way up onto this platform. From the other end there, make your way along, you'll discover this altar here. Now, if we interact with this, this is apparently what will give us the keystone and allow us to remove our bracelet. So, in order to do this, we need Diadem of the Giant Kings, Mask of the Tears of Two Races, Mask of the Witch Queen, then we've got Star of the Champion, Shining Trapezahedron, and the final piece. So that's all of those 6 pieces disappeared, and as you can now see, we have one item in the altar called the keystone. So we want to take the keystone, and what we now need to do is use the keystone and discover what will happen. Bear in mind, if this works and this is how you remove your bracelet and your character walk off into the green wall and through the green wall and live, everything you had in the game, so your character, your followers, be they animals or humans, any loot that you collected, any buildings that you built, everything will be gone. Like the archivist said, if you do that and you choose to remove your bracelet, essentially you're completing the game and you'd start from scratch again, where you'll have to create a new character and you'll start in the new land and start from the very beginning. Let's see if this works then. So that's telling us, if we like to do it, that this is what would happen. So yes, we would like to do it, please. And then it pops us into a load screen. And there we have it. Character is walking off through the green wall that's now open and going off, and that is Conan Exiles, the game completed. Everything done. So that is how you complete Conan Exiles in 2025. As you can see, that pops us back to the character screen again, where we can then choose male or female for our single player again, ready to start again. So there you have it, guys. You can remove your bracelet. There is an end game. Hope you found that little series helpful. Was just to try and make it a bit simpler, especially for newer players, to know how to complete the game and that you can complete the game. It is doable. As you've now seen, you know the items that you need to be able to do it and where to get them from. It will take you a little bit of work and a little bit of time, so just progress through the game as you're playing. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this series. If you haven't subscribed already, do consider doing so. Hopefully lots more videos to come in the future. Leave a like on this one if you enjoyed it, leave your comments down below, and we will hopefully see you in a future video.